Hello, my name is Rob Garner. You're going to be your instructor for Python 2 Web Development and Machine Learning. This course is going to be about using Python, Flask, and various machine learning libraries in order to get the fundamentals of some machine learning concepts. So the way I've laid out this course is it's inspired by competency-based instruction. It's not you have to complete all of our instruction by the end of the course, but you're going to see that everything is kind of laid out in competencies. And right now I've got 8 of them in here. There's a few more that I want to add before the end of the semester, but this is what we'll start with. And speaking of getting started, I recommend that you start in the Get Started section of this course. There's a description of what we're teaching here. And then in here we have a Get Started page. This welcome video will actually end up being here. So right now it says Insert Welcome Video. There's kind of a time loop issue if I tried to put a video in here before I made it. But in any case, you'll see that here. And so on here, you have a link for my office hours. We're going to do most of our communication in Microsoft Teams. So if you click on that, that should take you to Teams. If you don't have an account, it'll have you set up. But I think the school already has it set up so that everyone has an account. And this will bring you to the Teams page. You'll recognize it from the Flask and TensorFlow logo I created for this course. And just a few rules, be respectful, be professional, be polite when you're doing discussions on this page. And then what I'd like is if you'd be willing to do an introduction, and that does a couple things. First of all, it makes sure that I can see that people are able to communicate on Teams here. And then the other thing it does is it lets me know, just let me know a little bit about what your background is, what your interest is in Python in this course, and what you're looking to learn from it. You don't have to write a book like maybe I did, but just let me know, what your areas of interest are with regard to this. I will try to, and I'll use that to either try to focus this course if I see a lot of people are interested in a particular area or a particular topic. And the other thing that I can use it for is if I'm not providing that in this course and I know other places you can get that information or that knowledge, I can help you find that, or especially at CNM. So just let me know what your general interests are, and then that a lot of times will help students see if there's someone that else who has a similar interest, and sometimes people will collaborate as a result of that on the project. You can also join Hackerspace through Teams. That's where most of Hackerspace is located, and I will often have Python topics that I'll run through Hackerspace in order to, pursue things that maybe we couldn't cover in the course, and to help people with projects that they're working on. So, but we're going to be using this Team space for most of our communication. In fact, if you have questions, I'd ask that you post them in the general channel of the course, because then when I answer questions, everyone can see the answer. Not only that, but sometimes the students might have the answer, and if you help each other out, that helps not only the person that's asking for help, but also if you're knowledgeable of that area and you are able to explain it to someone, then often that reinforces the knowledge that you have. One thing I would ask is, of course, don't post entire solutions for someone to use. But this course is actually, you're going to be making the programming assignments. You're going to be kind of picking what you want to make with them. So everyone's programs will be kind of unique. They'll just be using the same technologies I'll be teaching. So in any case, check out Teams. I have on I have a section in the table of contents here on Teams, so if, it goes over how to use it a little bit. If my internet will spool up. I guess we're having an issue. So in here we have our get started, and then we also have a schedule. And so this is based on the amount of material that we'd like to get through. I'm looking at doing basically a chapter a week. We'll see how that goes. Since this is a new course, I'm very willing to adjust things as we go to make sure that the pacing is about right. But we're going to start off with actually a very, not really machine learning so much as a statistical method called logistics regression. And then we're going to keep expanding this until really around 8. We're going to start using, the 8th week, we'll start using a machine learning framework, which you may have heard of, called TensorFlow. So the objective is to keep working our way up and get to at least level 8, or level 8, chapter 8, and then see how far we can go through these other concepts. You're going to see that a lot of the chapters in the book talk about deploying to Azure, Google Cloud Platform, AWS, and some others. We're going to do all of our deployments on Python Anywhere. So the book we're using, let me go back here. The book we're using is, let's see, if you go to one of the competencies, I have the links on there, and you should be able to get to those. Well, this will just have the installation instructions for Python. Let me go to chapter 2. At the beginning here, again, let me pick a different one. We don't get into the book until a little bit later. Here we go. So I have the links to the book in each of the sections, and this should take you to our school Safari website and bring you straight to the chapter which we're going to be working on. If you look at chapter 1 on the introduction, there's a number of examples using these other cloud platform providers. Azure, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform. And the thing about these, a lot of these, is they cost money. So I don't want to cause you to have to spend money on this course. The one that's free, the one down here, is Python Anywhere. And so we will do anywhere where there's a deployment to the web, we're going to use Python Anywhere instead of the others. You can go to Python Anywhere, make a account, and then the instructions will show you how to do those deployments. The nice thing about Python Anywhere is it's free. It's a little limited. For example, if you make a website, you have to come in here and click this button to get another 3 months, and that's just so that people don't abuse the free access and don't have something posted there. And you can only have one website up at a time. That doesn't mean you can't have multiple websites. It just means that you can only have one actually executing at a time. So what I'll ask you to do is when you make a project, go ahead and put it up there and make that the active one. If you go in and change to, you're working on another one and you're making that one active for a little while, that's fine. But then just leave the next one I need to grade up so that I can go and look at your website up and running once we start deploying to Python anywhere. In our table of contents, I also have a link to Microsoft Teams, a little video explaining how to use it, a reminder of the netiquette policy, and a link. And then what will happen is each week you'll try to attack another competency. You'll go in here and you have each of the student learning outcomes are listed here. They have the material in here for how to use. That will walk you through some exercises for you to work on your own. These aren't going to be graded. What's going to be graded is at the end of the competency, there is a programming assignment, and that's the one thing I will grade. And so this competency assignment here will basically give you tasks to do that will reflect, that will show that you've learned the material that was in the rest of the section. So you go through those exercises and demonstrations in the sections one by one, work on them until you feel comfortable with the material. Go to Teams, ask questions, where for the things that you don't understand. And once you feel comfortable with that, then open up these instructions and work through and turn in your and then follow the turn-in instructions for turning in your assignments. At some point, what I will do is I will also add in instructions on how to turn in things in through GitHub. If you're already familiar with GitHub, you can go ahead and use that to turn in. Otherwise, just zip everything together and upload it to the assignment. Until I get some instructions on how to use GitHub for everyone up and running. If you do that, please make me a collaborator on your repo so that I can, and make the repo private so that we can be doing these things independently. So that's basically how the course will run. We will go through each of the competencies until we get through with the course and learn a lot of really fun machine learning technologies. Machine learning is an emerging area. I think we're going to find that it's going to be a great tool in the things that you can use as a programmer. It's not going to do everything that we might hope from a machine, from something that's called machine learning or artificial intelligence, but it is an amazing capability. So I look forward to meeting you all. And the next step for you is to click on the Get Started and then go to Microsoft Teams and please introduce yourself. If you go to, when you get to here, there's a introductions area, and if you could, please introduce yourself and just tell me, what areas you're interested in. That will help me customize the course and also just start kicking off a conversation. Thank you very much.